up, guys? This is Allie and Evan on the Young Folks Oscar Panel, where we'll debate our picks for the 87th Academy Awards with our other writers from the team, which are pretty much all over the country. So that's awesome. So enjoy. Okay, hi guys, we're back again. For today's episode, I guess you'd call it, we're going to be talking about the Best Animated Feature nominations and the Best Visual Effects nominations. So,
hi, I'm Flash. This is Reverse Flash.
Hello.
Yeah, we're joined today by Jose. So for the Best Animated Feature nominations, we have Big Hero 6, The Box Trolls, Song of the Sea, The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, and How to Train Your Dragon 2. So I am more excited about this category than I am for the Best Pictures
it's
category.
Like your favorite movie of the year, practically.
Yeah, it is. So, I guess, Jose, what's your pick out of this lineup?
I think my pick is Big Hero 6. I didn't get to see all of them, so I saw Big Hero 6, Box Trolls, and How to Train Your Dragon 2. But Big Hero 6, I enjoyed a lot. I think it's a good step from the last thing that Disney Animated did, which was Frozen, right? Frozen
How
was
can
cool.
you forget Frozen?
Yeah, it's a phenomenon. I think I've tried to block it a little bit just because of it's like that song on the radio that gets played out, which also happened with Frozen.
It's the actual version of Everything is Awesome.
Yes. Yes. No, but Big Hero 6 spoke to me a lot. I am one of two brothers in my family. I have a younger brother. I went to engineering school, and my brother just started his degree in engineering. So there's just a lot of that I identified with.
Yeah.
And
it made science cool.
Yes, exactly, which is something that I try to do. That's kind of what I do at work now. I work for an educational program that tries to get kids into STEM. So it was a lot of things that spoke to me personally. And on top of that, how can you not love Baymax? He's just the best.
Friggin' adorable.
I love Baymax.
I just love that. It's one of those plays on like that. What is it? It's kind of like a trope, the boy and his dog trope, but I like when you play into it in something different, where in this case it's
I feel like the boy and your robot trope is becoming a thing too.
That's the thing, is that it's becoming the boy and his robot trend instead.
So,
yeah, it really has.
I know your favorite wasn't nominated, so out of what we have...
My favorite?
Yeah, Lego Movie.
No, it wasn't my favorite.
Out of all the animated movies?
Well, I mean, sure, you could say that the Lego Movie was snubbed, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it was the best, because How to Train Your Dragon 2 is incredible.
Oh, I just thought it was your favorite, but I agree.
It's one of the it's one thing to be able to pull off a sequel at all to a fantasy film, an action film, but to an animated feature, to have it be just as good, and then to have a sequel to an animated feature be nominated, I think is an incredible feat, and it actually might win.
Yeah, no, I loved that movie. I personally was ecstatic that the Lego Movie got shut up. Not just because I don't like it, but because it let the Tale of the Princess Kaguya slip in there, and the Princess Kaguya is my favorite movie of 2014. It left me the most emotional that any other movie has in 2014. I just, it is the one masterpiece of the year to me. It is it is the pinnacle of a director's vision. It's an amazing story. It had amazing voice acting. The artwork was surpassed anything else we saw this year. And I loved How to Train Your Dragon 2. I loved it. It was one of my favorite movies this year. But if Kaguya is what I am pulling for, and I think I would scream if it won. And I would have a lot on it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of praise. So I was just gonna say, as somebody who didn't see it, let's sell me on it really quick. Besides everything that you just kind of...
Well, it's a Studio Ghibli production. It's by Isao Takahata, who did Grave of the Fireflies. So if you know that, that's one thing.
Yes.
And it's based on the earliest folklore in Japanese history. And it is just a story about parental love and misguidance, and a young girl's coming to herself and realizing what she loves and what she has to leave behind. It's like you're watching a watercolor. It's just, it's amazing. It is absolutely stellar. See it. Everybody see it. But what do you think is going to win, Jose?
Yeah, what do you think the Academy's going to go for?
This one, actually, I have no idea, because...
It's kind of a toss-up?
Yeah, really. As much as I think praise you heaped on Princess Kaguya, I doubt the Academy will go for that one. They
didn't go for Wind Rises, and that was Miyazaki's last feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would think they would give it to him to honor him, but Frozen was that huge.
I think How to Train Your Dragon 2 has a good shot.
It could totally take it home. It has a chance.
It just won the Annie Awards this morning while we're filming this, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
Haven't been keeping up. But no, I think everything that you said, Evan, about what the film was able to accomplish puts it in a really good spot to take over. What I really enjoyed about that movie was kind of how it was able to evolve the themes from the first movie, bring them into a new place, and have it actually make sense. You know, it's a sequel that actually doesn't feel unnecessary, which is hard enough in and of itself, and also, like you said, in an animated movie is almost unheard of. I did want to do a quick shout out to the box trolls, which I thought was actually really funny.
Yeah.
And then I enjoyed it a lot. It's really entertaining.
Yeah, no, Lakia is doing some incredible work.
Well, I mean, you always have to... I was like, oh, really? That was nominated? Just because the reviews on it were lukewarm. I haven't seen it yet. But, you know, that style of animation is becoming a lost art. So it's always a great thing to be able to acknowledge it.
The artistry is incredible.
I definitely recommend it. It's like darkly humorous in certain spots.
Well, that's totally
it's from the people who did Paranorman. And
yeah, exactly. It's like that Henry Selick style.
But to switch gears a little bit for best visual effects. Our nominations were Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Guardians of the Galaxy, Interstellar, and X-Men: Days of Future Past. So, I don't know, this one seemed kind of obvious.
Why was X-Men nominated? Why? I thought the Sentinels were completely boring looking. It's one of those things where it's like you're watching it in the theater, it looks okay, and then you watch it again in a home viewing, and then all of a sudden the CG starts looking a little iffy. I don't know why.
Because it was either that or they had to throw the Hobbit a bone.
Godzilla.
Oh,
they did such a beautiful job designing him. I'm sorry, and I tried to back off about talking about Godzilla in the Oscar season, but John and I were talking about yesterday. They could have nominated it for sound mixing. They did an excellent job with that roar. When you have something that is a 500-foot lizard that is identifiable as Super Mario and Mickey Mouse, and they do a good job bringing it back to a real vision, acknowledge it. But you know what? Out of all of these, I'm probably going to pick Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah? Yeah. What about you, Jose?
Well, I was going to say, I think my pick goes to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh my god! I changed my mind. I changed my mind. No, because Andy Serkis always gets snubbed for these incredible mocap performances.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that movie wins it almost alone for me on the last shot of that movie, which is just that zoom in on Caesar's face and the eyes.
Yeah.
And that might be the first time that I believed CGI eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of a tongue twister.
Absolutely.
Good point.
The amount of detail that went into Andy Serkis and his crew of people playing those other apes, it's mind-boggling. I was so enthralled by it, and I was just looking at subtitles of monkeys doing hand signs, and you just get completely absorbed in it.
No, yeah, I agree. I think I'm gonna take another pick though.
Yeah.
And I would say Guardians because one thing, color.
Yes, it's so vibrant.
Love color in movies. There's not enough of it in movies because everybody loves the dark and dreary and the grays, and it's like they're afraid of having an expansive palette, which is odd to me because it's the movies. Everything's allowed to be a little bit heightened.
Well, I mean,
but that's, I don't know. I loved everything. I loved all the space travel was fun, and it was kind of done in a way I hadn't seen it. So in the world, I don't know. I just loved it.
Well, because I have the Blu-ray for Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's a featurette where James Gunn talks about the attention to detail that goes into all the visual work. He had like a 30-page document on exclusively the visual style he was selling in his version of Guardians of the Galaxy, where it's one of those things where he built up this lore and obviously he had something in the background to work with, based on the comics runs, but just there were so many little details in all the visual styles, and it's like he knew what he was putting in the frames digitally and the makeup, and
yeah, you could tell. So, what do you think's gonna win?
Yeah.
Jose, what do you think's gonna take it?
I want to say Dawn.
Yeah.
I think maybe the Academy feels it's time to give Andy Serkis a little something, because he's for some reason they're never going to give him an actual actor nomination for all the stuff that he does, and this might be their way of doing it.
Well, he's going to be doing directing soon too, so.
Yeah. I'm also there's the dark horse in my head is Interstellar.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it, but I went out of my way. I drove an hour and a half into San Francisco and paid like $20 or something like this to watch this on the IMAX screen at the Metreon in San Francisco, which is like this gigantic 100-foot by whatever screen, which is the biggest one that's in my area, just to watch that movie because I knew the visuals were probably going to blow me away. And there's a couple scenes in that movie that I still think about, which is one of them is where they go into that wormhole and they somehow managed to make that spherical thing. I thought it was going to come out of the screen, and I was watching it in 2D. How'd you guys like the Interstellar?
I was just about to mention the visual representation of a black hole and a singularity.
Yes.
Like, obviously, they put so much passion into trying to make sure that they were representing it as it actually would be, and I feel like that's something to commend with what they did in a visual style.
But is that what you think's going to take it, or Dawn? I think Dawn.
I think that they're going to give it to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes just because that's probably the most impressive, white dot capturing that I've ever seen.
And it's the most progressive too.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing that has brought us forward.
It's a potential for a new medium of character portrayal.
Yeah, for sure. But that's it for our visual effects and animated
feature.
Jose, where can people find you on the social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Jose Corvoda, which is just my name, and I write at the Young Folks, like you guys.
Awesome.
Sweet deal.
Okay, so what did you guys on the internet think? Make sure you hit us up on Twitter with the hashtag TYF Oscar and tag us at TYF Official at EvGriff, 2 Fs. 42 and Allison with a Y, AJ, and our guest Twitter. We'll be back for more talking about the nominees tomorrow. So until then, thanks for watching, and remember to join us on Oscar night.